Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how I pressure can chicken vegetable soup. The first thing I do is I get everything ready. Here you see I'm getting my jars cleaned in the dishwasher. Even though they're new, I still want to clean them and dry them on high heat. Now, while the dishwasher is running, I am preheating my All-American canner with water so that it will be almost ready to boil when I fill the canner. And at the same time, I am also heating up my soup. So you can hear the dishwasher going off. It's going to start drying them now. Drying them meaning the jars. When the jars are dried and the soup is hot, I'm going to put the soup in the warm. You want your soup to be in a very clean environment through the whole process. Even though you're going to pressure can it, you want to make sure that you don't contaminate it as much as possible. You want to keep that jar clean and free of bacteria. You want to do that for yourself, for your family, your loved ones, and your friends that you will be sharing your heat and serve chicken vegetable soup. So now my soup is piping hot. And I have several types or versions of the soup. So here, I filled up the jars using my funnel and scooper. And then I took a little vinegar on a piece of paper towel and I wiped around the outside and inside ring of the jar. I used my magnetic picker-upper and put the lid and the cap on the soup. I screwed them very lightly, not real tight, and then I put them in the canner. Once the canner was full and the water was over the top of the lids, I added a little vinegar. Vinegar would keep your jars from getting cloudy. Now I applied a little extra virgin olive oil around the top of that rim and put the top on top of the canner. The next thing that I did was I aligned the lid with the bottom of the canner. I screwed the bolts to the right, and what you're looking at now is a spigot. I will wait until I see steam come out of that spigot for 10 minutes. Okay guys, so now after 10 solid minutes of that little spigot there whistling steam, I put on my pressure valve, which I set it at 10. Now let's look over here. The needle on this meter went to, the needle on this meter went from 0 and now it's at 7. Once it reaches 10, I am going to start my timer to process my soup that has a little meat in it for 90 minutes because I'm using 1.5 pint jars. If you're canning pint jars, 75 minutes is enough, and 90 minutes is the amount of time that I want to use for over a pint. I like the 1.5 pint jars because it's just like the size of a progressive ready-to-eat soup. So that's why I chose this wide mouth where the soup will easily come out of the jar. And one more thing I want to tell you. Follow all safety and sanitation precautions of your manufacturer's pressure canner. You can also go online and read up your model, whether it's a Presto or any other canner out there other than All-American canner. I studied my work when I studied very hard when I decided to purchase my canner. I wanted to make sure that I got one that was state-of-the-art, so that I wouldn't have to be worried about horror stories of canners blowing up and things like that. That just doesn't happen today. Now, it happens if you don't follow directions. You always have to follow directions. Okay, so the gauge is at 12. I've reduced my heat. And that needle will move to 10, and then I'll start my timer. And I'll be back later. Okay, guys, my soup has been processing for 90 minutes with 10 pounds of weight. And now I'm going to completely shut the gas off and let it cool. A few minutes later, you can see the pressure drop from 10 to what that is right now. Looks like 5 or 6. So I will come back and let you see when it has completely lost all the pressure and the pot has cooled off. Then and only then will I take the valve pressure weight off and let it emit any steam that may still be entrapped inside of the pressure cooker. And if I don't see any evidence of any pressure inside and the pot is thoroughly cooled off when you touch the sides, then I will remove the bolts or loosen them up and remove the top. Then and only then, don't rush this process, people. You must make sure that your weight is off, it has cooled down, you have removed or loosened the bolts depending on what type of pressure cooker pressure canner you're working with, and then you can take the top off then. The next thing you do is you take all the jars using your jar gripper out of the pressure canner, and I place mine on my wooden cutting board. You can also just use a towel. This is my favorite part of the process. I love how the food continues to boil even after you take it out of the pressure canner. And I'm telling you guys, there's nothing that can compare to homemade soup that has been canned at home with fresh or frozen vegetables. Now, I wait 24 hours to make sure that all of my jars have sealed. However, I can take a look at these right now and tell you that there's no indentation there. So they have sealed. But it may be some little air pockets around the rubber part of the lid. And they will continue to ping pong tonight and make sure that it has an evenly distributed seal with no air. Home canned food is just absolutely delicious. You can't compare this soup with what you buy out of the store, because what you buy from the store is loaded with some natural and artificial ingredients and preservatives. Now, there are a few that say that their product is preservative free. I'm telling you that there are ways to label it and things that you could put into products, such as a very large amount of salt or sodium that helps preserve it, and it tastes nasty. So just keep that in mind when you're wondering why are people canning food today. They just want a healthier product. I hope I've shown you something that you can use today. I appreciate you stopping by my channel. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.